The Cosmos DB with SQL API is a NoSQL document database. When we work with a document database, the preference is to use SQL to work with the data. There is a requirement about how the data needs to be structured, identified, and labeled if we want to use SQL to work with a document database. This requirement is very important, but it may not be obvious. Let's talk about it, and let's look at some examples. In this example, we have a document containing the grades for a student. You can see each grade is labeled, structured, and identified as an embedded document. Simply speaking, in this example, the data is better structured and labeled. We can use SQL to query the data. Here, we want to calculate the average grade for the labs. Here is the SQL code. We want to get the average lab grade for student number 1. Here is the query result. We can get more specific. In this example, we will get the average grade for lab 1 and lab 2. Here is the result. In this example, a grade is labeled, identified, and structured as an element of an array. In other words, the data is not as well structured, identified, and labeled. We can use SQL to try to calculate the average grade, but it will fail. We will not be able to get the correct result. In summary, when we use SQL with a document database, it's important we structure, identify, and label the data appropriately so that we can get a quick insight into our data, and we can do analytics and analysis more efficiently using SQL. This concludes our brief discussion.